Hello and welcome to the Global Wellness Professionals Marketing Summit 2018. I'm Tim Cooper, and it's with great pleasure that I'd like to introduce the next speaker, Kevin Anson. Now, I've known Kevin for some time now. He is an amazing video producer and a great teacher. Not only has Kevin worked for some big companies, and you'll learn about that in his presentation, he is also a fantastic teacher. And some time ago, I actually took one of his courses, and it took my video production to the next level. Now, you don't have to be a video guru to make video work for you, but sometimes just some little tweaks and a little bit of knowledge can take your videos to the next level. And that was definitely my experience with Kevin's course. So today, Kevin's going to talk to you about how to create a video business card. And this is going to be amazing because this is how you can make video really work for you. You can use your video business card on your blog, on your web page, on your social media. So anyway, without further ado, I'll introduce you to Kevin Anson.
Hey, what's up everybody? Thank you so much for watching this video. I am super honored and super blessed to be a part of this summit. I am traveling right now, which explains why I am sitting in a car right now. You can see the car seats in the back. This was the quietest place that I could find at this point in time. So my name is Kevin Anson, and I've been producing videos for the past 14 years. I've produced thousands of videos for some really amazing companies like Mercedes-Benz, Costco, Citrix, Chase Bank, Bank of America, Infusionsoft, ClickFunnels. I actually produce a majority of the videos for Russell Brunson at ClickFunnels. It's just been an honor to work with those folks. So what are we going to talk about in this video? I want to show you guys how to create your own video business cards. And it's actually a lot easier than you might think it is. Why? Because you have a device in your pocket right now that is a video camera. That's your smartphone. So I'm going to show you guys, or actually I'm going to tell you guys, what are some of the things that you want to include in your videos. I want to talk to you guys about why you should include these things. And then we're going to jump into the how-to stuff, which is things like how to shoot your videos. We're going to talk about how to record audio, and then we're going to talk a little bit about how to edit your videos, and then we're going to jump into how to upload your videos to get them out to the world. Anyways, let's jump over to the computer. I'm going to show you guys some really cool stuff, and thank you guys for watching. All right, so I already talked a little bit about who I am, so here's just a couple of my favorite pictures from some of my favorite mentors that I've had the good fortune of meeting over the last couple of years. Russell Brunson, Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, Billie Jean, just to name a few. All right, so first let's talk about what we're going to be covering. Number one, what is a video business card? Number two, what should I include in my videos? And number three, how to create a video. And one of my favorite quotes down there at the bottom is, if you own a smartphone, you can create a video. And I so strongly believe in that. We all have video cameras in our pockets right now. All right, so let's talk about what a video business card is. It's a way for your potential clients or customers to virtually meet you without having to waste their time or yours. How many times you get on the phone with somebody and they have a million questions for you about what you do and how you can help them. So a video business card pretty much eliminates this problem. It's a way to gain trust with your potential clients and customers. It's a way for them to learn more about who you are, what you do, where you do it, why they should hire you, and how they can work with you and your business before ever picking up the phone. It's also a really good way to screen people in or out before you ever speak with them or meet with them in person. It's also a huge time saver for yourself and your staff, so you don't have to spend as many hours on the phone responding to inquiries, answering questions, and scheduling appointments with people that never are going to pan out. Okay, so now what should your video include? Okay, so you want to talk about who you are. Introduce yourself, tell them what your name is, talk about your credibility and your experience, maybe even talk about some accreditations if you have those. Talk about how many years you've been in business, how long you've been doing what you've been doing, how many people you've helped, and anything else you can think about that would just build more credibility into who you are. Next is, what is your area of expertise? So what are the benefits of your treatment? How does what you're offering help the individual watching the video? Next is, where are you located at? How far is your geographical reach? Who do you serve? Are you mostly online, or do you have a brick and mortar location that people would actually physically go to? Then why should somebody choose to work with you? What sets you apart from everyone else in the industry? Why should someone trust you? This is a really good opportunity to include video testimonials from past clients if possible. What you want to do is just interview some of your past clients on camera and ask them things like, what was your experience working with me? What were the results that I got you? Why did you enjoy working with me? Why did you prefer to work with me versus someone else down the street? Video testimonials are the most powerful marketing tool you can use to sell other people on why they should work with you. And then lastly, how can somebody get a hold of you? You want to include your website, maybe your phone number, your physical address, your email, maybe not all of those things, but a couple of ways that somebody can get a hold of you so they can start working with you. And then I put together a couple of bonus items for you guys. Share some success stories that you've had over the years. Sometimes you can't get people on camera to do a testimonial video, so this is a great opportunity to share some success stories of results that you've generated for someone. Really, one of the most important components of the video business card is to cover the frequently asked questions that you find yourself getting asked the most. What are those frequently asked questions that people are calling in and asking you or emailing you on a daily basis? You want to make sure that you cover these questions in your video. This will dramatically reduce the amount of people that are calling in and wasting your time and asking you questions when you can just cover this in your video so you don't have to worry about it anymore. All right, so now let's talk about the fun stuff. Let's talk about how to create your video. We're gonna talk about how to plan, shoot, edit, and upload. Okay, so step number one is you wanna plan your script. Build a script based on what we talked about earlier, the who, what, where, why, and how. You can also use video hacking. And if you don't know what video hacking is, go to kevinanson.com and download my free video hacks cheat sheet. It goes through step by step how you can hack other people's videos. You're basically ethically stealing someone else's format that they use to create their video. So what you want to do is go on something like YouTube or Facebook and find another video in your niche and dissect the elements within that video, so that way you can figure out how they created it, what their script looked like, and create your own video from that. So the next thing you want to do is you want to either memorize your script or use bullet points. If you're good at elaborating off of bullet points from a piece of paper, I would highly recommend doing that. Or if you can memorize your script, do that. But you're gonna wanna rehearse it as many times as you can. Rehearse it with someone else, rehearse it with a family member, and have them give you honest feedback. Because if you sound like you're reading something, your audience or your viewer is not gonna believe what you're saying. And this leads me to my next point, is never, ever, ever read from a piece of paper or a teleprompter unless you're experienced to do so. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people create videos and they make the most amazing script, and then they sit there and they read it from a piece of paper line by line, and it just sounds robotic. It just sounds terrible because there's no personality, there's no authenticity, it doesn't come off as genuine. So whatever you do, if you create a script and you're reading it back on camera, make sure to memorize it, use bullet points, or just make sure that you know what you're doing if you are going to be reading it verbatim. Okay, so step 2 is to make a shot list. Now, let me just preface this with, not everyone is going to need to make a shot list. And let me give you an example of when you will not need to make one. If you're shooting yourself talking on camera, it's just you, we see your face the entire time, you probably don't need to make a shot list because we're just gonna hear you talking the entire time. That's just one long shot and that is all. But if you're creating a video where it's you talking on camera, as well as cutting to different shots that supplement what you're saying, you're gonna wanna make a shot list. So let me give you an example of that. Let's say you're talking about, I don't know, maybe this coffee cup on the table. So you're like, this coffee cup, blah, blah, blah. We see you talking on camera, and then you're gonna wanna cut to a shot of the coffee cup while you're still talking. That's an example of what they call B-roll or footage. So it's you talking while we see a different shot. So in this case, you're gonna wanna make a shot list of all the different types of shots that you wanna get to tell the story within your video. Now this might include shots like an exterior of a building, an interior of a building, and you wanna make sure you shoot wide shot, medium shot, close-up shot. So what I mean by that is, let's say you're inside of an office building and you see a bunch of cubicles, right? There's maybe, 20 cubicles inside an office. You get a wide shot, so where you can see in the shot, you see all 20 cubicles in the shot. And then you get a medium shot. So maybe the medium shot is just one cubicle. You see somebody working there, they're at the computer. And then the close-up shot might be maybe just their eyes focusing, they're working, or maybe their fingers are typing on the keyboard. That's an example of a close-up shot. So it's kind of like you're telling a story. You're setting the scene. You show a wide shot, all the cubicles, medium shot, the one cubicle. The close-up shot, it's just the person working on the computer. You see their eyes or their fingers. That's an example of the sequences that you can be shooting. So make a list of all the different shots that you want to capture for your video, and always think of it like wide shot, medium shot, close-up shot. So for every shot sequence that you get, you want to get at least 3 shots within that environment. So maybe you're at the beach. Let me give you one more example. You're at the beach and we see a wide shot of the beach, and then the medium shot could be maybe you're playing in the sand, and then the close-up shot is showing your feet digging in the sand really close up. So that way it gives the viewer an idea of the surroundings. And that's what B-roll is. That's basically an industry standard term that they use. It's the same thing as calling it footage. So it's basically B-roll that's capturing additional footage to supplement the narration within the video. Step number 3 is you're gonna need some basic equipment. So what type of equipment do you need? For the purposes of this training here, all I'm gonna talk about right now is using your smartphone. Of course, there are dozens of different cameras that you can go out and buy. You can get all these great lenses and different attachments and all these fun, cool tricks and things like that. But for now, all I'm gonna tell you guys is if you've never created a video in your life, or maybe if you have, and you're afraid of producing a video for your company, all you really need is the smartphone that's in your pocket. Now, whether you're on an iPhone or an Android, the app that I highly recommend is Filmic Pro. You're gonna wanna download this app and play with it, and the reasons why is that you can set your exposure, which is basically your brightness of your shot, and you can set your focal point. So to make sure that you are in focus, or whatever you're shooting is in focus. The basic stock camera app that most of these smartphones come with is not the best app to use if you're trying to create a professional video, because it's always, how when you point it outside, it kind of, the exposure adjusts accordingly, or you point it inside and the exposure adjusts. So it's always adjusting the brightness and contrast while you're shooting. That doesn't look very professional. So that's why Filmic Pro is a great option to make sure that it looks professional for your business. Now, if you're shooting yourself on camera, and let's say you don't have anyone else to help you shoot it, or you just want it to be a nice steady shot, I would highly recommend getting a tripod. They sell a bunch of different tripods for smartphones on Amazon. Just do a quick search and you'll find some really good ones. Just sort by the ones that have the best reviews and you'll be on your way. Now for sound, if you want to shoot just with the microphone that your smartphone has, you'll probably be okay. But if you want to take it up a notch, I would highly recommend getting the SmartLav by Rode. It's just a really great microphone that plugs right into your smartphone. It has a wire and you just connect it to your shirt and you can talk into the mic and it just sounds really nice. There's also an app that goes with it, so that way you can monitor your sound levels and it just sounds really professional. Now, as far as lights go, if you don't want to invest in lights, you don't have to. I would just recommend shooting during the day. Shoot near a window so that way you can make sure there's sunlight coming in through the window onto the subject's face. If you do want to get lights, this is a great lighting kit that you can get on Amazon right here. Or if you want to, of course, go on Amazon and search by the ones that have the best reviews, that's completely up to you. But as I mentioned before, you don't have to get lights. If you're just getting started with creating a video, I would just recommend using whatever natural light is already in your environment. Now, as far as shooting guidelines goes, one of the most important things that I always tell my students, and one of the biggest mistakes that I see, is when people are shooting a talking head, they leave way too much room above the person's head. Don't make this mistake. Another thing that I would recommend is to make sure that there is a lot of depth in your shot. If you're shooting yourself on camera, don't shoot yourself up against a wall. Make sure there's actual things in the background to see. Make sure your shot has depth. That way it draws the viewer's eye into you, the one speaking. And always follow the rule of thirds. Just make sure if you're doing an interview style shot to make sure you follow the rule of thirds where the person is either framed on the left-hand side or the right-hand side of the frame. And I cover a lot of this stuff in my course, which I'll give you guys the link to that at the end of this training. Also, a bonus tip is something that I like to do when I go out shooting for clients is do what's called a tour. If you guys have an office, give the viewer a tour of your office, so where you're actually walking around and showing them the office and talking about it, like do a walk and talk. So you're like, this is the front entrance, this is the lobby area, or go back in the back, this is where we do our exams, all the different things that you want to share. Do a walk and talk. Those things are like so popular and people love to see the environment before they go and actually do business with you. Another thing you want to make sure you do on camera is have a ton of energy. I know it's hard and I know it's awkward, but when people are on video, they say 10x. They have 10 times the amount of energy that they would normally have in real life. Like as I'm recording this right now, my hands are flailing all over the place and I'm getting very excited and I'm trying to have a bunch of energy, but I don't talk like this. When I talk to my wife or my kids, I have a little bit less energy, I'm a little more monotone. You have to have energy when you're on camera. If you want people to believe in what you're selling, if you want people to like you, they want them to trust you, you've got to have a bunch of energy. So I always tell people, give your delivery so much energy that it just feels like ridiculous. Like it just feels like fake, And 9 times out of 10, when you watch the video back, it's gonna feel right. Like you're gonna watch it and go, oh, that feels really good to me. So make sure to have as much energy as you possibly can to the point where it's just uncomfortable. That is what you wanna be doing. Now let's talk about step number 4, which is post-production or compiling your video. This is where you're gonna start actually editing your video together. Now, if you guys don't wanna edit on a computer, and you just want to keep it as simple as possible and you want to edit only on your smartphone, you can totally do that. I've edited tons of videos on only my smartphone. I've actually shot videos and edited them right from my smartphone. For me, I have an iPhone, so I use iMovie, or I'll use Adobe Premiere Clip. If you're on an Android phone, I know there's a ton of different video editing apps. You could just Google the best ones. I've heard of apps like Filmora or Action Director. On the Android, you can also use Adobe Premiere Clip. So now getting into if you want to edit your video on your computer. There's a whole host of different apps that you can use to edit your videos on the computer. For me, I use Adobe Premiere. That's my favorite editing platform. It does everything that I need it to do. Maybe if you're on a Mac and you just want to keep it simple, you can use iMovie or you can use Final Cut Pro X. On the PC, the most popular one I hear all the time is Camtasia. There's also Adobe Premiere on the PC as well. Now, don't be intimidated by editing your videos. It's actually much easier than you might think, especially if you're just staying on your smartphone. It might take a little bit getting used to, just like anything, but once you figure out how to use the app, it actually goes pretty quickly. And especially if you're just doing a very simple talking head video, if you did a good job of scripting out your video and planning out your shots, the editing process shouldn't be all that difficult. Now, if you want to add music to your videos, my very favorite site in the whole world for getting royalty-free music is audiojungle.net. And my second favorite is premiumbeat.com. I'm gonna have a list of tools and resources on the next slide. As far as voiceovers go, let's say that you want someone to read your entire script and you don't wanna go on camera at all. You can totally do that too. My number one, this is a guy that I use for my voiceovers all the time, and I'm gonna throw out his name because he's amazing. His name is Alex Rain. If you go to, if you send him an email, alex@alexrain.com, or just go to his website, alexrain.com. He's an amazing male voiceover artist. I use him the most. If you want to save a little bit of money and budget is a little bit of an issue for you, go to speedyspots.com. They have super affordable voiceovers. They have male and female. They have different dialects, different types of voices that you can choose from, different characters. I love Speedy Spots. I've been using them for probably 10 plus years. There's also voices123.com and then voices.com. Step number 5, uploading your video. Once you export your video, you're gonna wanna upload it somewhere, right? So people can see it. The first place that I would upload it to is YouTube, and then the second is Facebook. I would actually do both of these just to make sure you're getting as many views as possible. And if you wanna upload it to Vimeo as well, you could always do that. I use Vimeo for my own business because I just think it's a great platform to store all of my videos. It has just a lot of great tools that I use for my clients to be able to review their videos, make notes, download their videos, things like that. But I think you'll be fine with just YouTube and Facebook because those are both free. Wistia is another platform if you're worried about somebody stealing your video, because they have a lot of security built into the platform. And it's just a great way to host course videos if you're doing that as well. Here's a list of useful tools and resources. So let's say you're working on a video where you're not able to capture all of the shots to supplement your video. That's where B-roll comes in, or footage. There's awesome websites like videohive.net and videoblocks.com. So let me give you an example. Let's say you don't want to be on camera at all, and you don't really have anything great to show, like maybe your office doesn't look that great, or maybe you only have a home office, but you still want to make a really nice looking video. So what you can do, you write a script, you send it out for voiceover, you get a voiceover file back, and then you can actually make the entire video with just B-roll. So while the person is speaking, the voiceover person, you just buy a bunch of B-roll on VideoHive or VideoBlocks, and you can actually create a video from scratch. You never even have to pull out your camera at all, and you can create a very nice video from essentially nothing. Now the prices of B-roll vary from VideoHive to VideoBlocks, but on average you can buy a really nice video clip on VideoHive. I want to say they're around $10, and on VideoBlocks you can set up a yearly subscription. I want to say it's maybe $10 to $15 a month, and you get access to a lot of their library, which is super affordable, and they have some really great footage on there. Now for sound effects, what you can do is actually, there's a lot of free videos on YouTube where people just upload sound effects on YouTube, and you can download those YouTube videos for free. I use the 4K video downloader. Just type that in on Google, and it's a cool little plugin that you can use where you just paste the YouTube link into the 4K video downloader, and it'll download the sound effect file into an MP3 right onto your computer. So an example of a sound effect might be, I don't know, maybe you want sound of waves crashing or seagulls, or you just want sound effects of like a door slamming, or just whatever it is. Sound effects are just really nice to have in your videos sometimes if you want to just add an extra layer of professionalism. And then audiojungle.net is another place where you can actually purchase sound effects. They're usually around a couple dollars, $5 at the most, where you can actually purchase really high quality sound effects. As far as music goes, I talked about this earlier. There's audiojungle.net and premiumbeat.com. Just set up an account. The average cost of a song on Audio Jungle is around $19. The average cost on Premium Beat is around $50 to $200 per song. And then of course I talked about voiceover. So there's my man Alex at alexrain.com. Super awesome guy. He does amazing voiceover. He's very affordable as well. SpeedySpots.com, Voices123.com, Voices.com. As far as editing software on your smartphone, on the iPhone, there's Adobe Premiere Clip, there's iMovie, there's InShot. The only thing about Adobe Premiere Clip is you actually have to have an Adobe account in order to use the software. On Android, there's also Adobe Premiere Clip, there's Action Director, there's Filmora Go. There's a whole bunch of different editing softwares that you can get on Android and iPhone. Just go in the App Store and search for the best ones. There's just, look at the reviews, of course, but there's just some really great editing softwares out there these days. As far as desktop editing software goes, my favorite, I'm on a Mac, is Adobe Premiere. You can also use Adobe Premiere on the PC. On the Mac, there's Final Cut Pro X, there's iMovie. On the PC, there's Camtasia, Pinnacle, Movie Maker. So number one, of course, is Adobe Premiere. And then this is a cool little hack for you guys. It's called the Script Time Calculator. If you actually Google that, you'll find this website by Edge Studio. What it does is you can type in the number of words in your script, and it'll tell you how long your video is going to be. So let's say you're aiming for a 60-second video. You write this great script, count the number of words that are in your script, and then type that number in. It'll tell you how long it's going to be. So this is a super helpful tool just to make sure you keep your word count within a reasonable range to make sure that your video ends up being as long as you want it to be. All right, guys, and that concludes this presentation. Now, I just want to say, for some people, video is actually, it is going to be very hard at first. Creating a video the first time, it's going to be awkward. It might not go very well. You might fail a couple times. You might make a video, you start editing it, you're just not happy with it. Don't give up. Keep creating videos. It's just like anything in your life. When you learn to play a sport, baseball, basketball, whatever it is, it's not always easy at first. It takes a little bit of practice, but You can create awesome looking videos pretty much for free. You don't even need to buy anything. You have your smartphone, you have these free apps on the smartphones that are available to you to make videos for free or for very, very affordable. I would highly recommend you guys download my cheat sheet at kevinanson.com. It's just a really great cheat sheet that tells you step by step how you can actually hack other people's videos, because there's a lot of videos out there in the world, and there's a lot of videos, there's good videos and there's bad videos. Of course, you want to find the good videos that have lots of views. I'm sure they're generating a ton of results if they have a lot of views on Vimeo, or on YouTube or Facebook. Download my cheat sheet, read through that, and find out the best way to actually hack other people's videos. I have a course. It's called Video Hacks for Entrepreneurs. If you go to bit.ly/videohackscourse, it'll take you straight to the landing page where you can actually purchase my course. Inside that course, I go into much more detail about getting started with video. There's a whole 45-minute training module that dives into editing, for example, in Adobe Premiere, how to start bringing footage in, how to edit it. So if you guys are interested in that, check out bit.ly/videohackscourse. And then I have an amazing Facebook group. If you go to bit.ly/videohacksforentrepreneurs, this is just the most incredible community that we've been building over the last 6 months. I mean, everyone in there is just super passionate about video. There's people from all walks of life. There's people from, all skill levels, from, amateur all the way up to expert. It's just a really great place to go and to share what you're doing. Maybe you want to share a video that you created and get some feedback. I would highly recommend joining that group. It's a free Facebook group. It's a private group, so you have to request access to get in. And if you are thinking about getting Adobe Premiere, I would ask that you please, pretty please use my affiliate link. If you go to bit.ly/PremiereKA. Now, I will say that the affiliate payouts on Adobe are not that good at all, really. I'm not gonna quit my day job to be able to sell Adobe products, but it is nice to have a couple extra bucks here and there for what I do. I really appreciate that. Also, the last thing is the Emoticon Toolkit. If you go to emoticontoolkit.com, I created an amazing toolkit of graphics that you can add to your videos that really just make them stand out. Thank you guys so much for watching this presentation. I really appreciate it. If you guys ever have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me. The best place to get me is in the Facebook group, or if you want to add me on Facebook, or you can try me on Facebook Messenger. I just love helping other people get started with video. I like helping, help them along to get started, to create awesome content, because video is so powerful for anyone's business. No matter what you're doing out there, video is the #1 tool for growing your business and growing your audience. Thank you guys for watching.
Well, that was absolutely incredible, wasn't it? And so easy. Just with your phone, you can shoot some great footage, put it all together, put some B-roll in, and make it look really professional very easily. And as I said, video is the way of the future. It's the way that people prefer, well, the way that a lot of people prefer to consume their content. So it's time to start making videos, guys. Now, I highly encourage you to follow up, connect with Kevin. Kevin doesn't just give lip service when he says he loves to connect on Facebook. He does. He actually gets back to you on Messenger and communicates. Absolutely amazing. So follow those links. I highly recommend his courses and his tools. I bought them all. I use them every day. Okay. Thanks, Kevin. And thank you for watching.